Good morning, everyone. I am so excited to meet with you this morning on our Joyful and Merry Facebook group. Thank you all for joining. As I've said before in my posts, we kind of set this up to begin with just to see if everything was going to work. And all of a sudden we had people joining up and asking to make comments and excited about what we have to offer. Okay, so we just kind of jumped off and went into it. But I'm here to explain what our philosophy is, what we're going to be doing when it comes to the Joyful and Merry quilting. And you can see I'm backwards. You can see the website address here up in the corner of the screen. That's where the fun begins. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do. I'm going to explain what my philosophy is when it comes to quilting. Now, some of you know me from different places where I've either volunteered or especially through Project Linus, where I've done many pattern designs and videos and that sort of thing. So some of you know me from there, but others of you aren't really as much into the children's quilt as you would be into the other aspects of quilting as well. Not that we don't want to do the kids' quilts. That's a big source of comfort for all of us. But I want to give you kind of a well-rounded quilting experience. And the only way to do that is to just go ahead and do it, to get our website going and get the workshops and the podcasts and all that off the ground. So today's the day. Today's the big launch, and this is what we're going to do. Now, I've got some notes here so I don't forget. So I'll be looking to the side on occasion just to make sure that I haven't missed the points that I want to bring to you. I got a new microphone. Isn't it cool? I feel so professional. The quilt behind me is one that I created. Well, I started it years ago, and then it wasn't getting done, and I wanted it to get done because it's little teeny 3-inch blocks. As you can see, the flying geese are in a little 3-inch block, and I really wanted to finish it. So I set a goal for myself that I had to finish this quilt. I had to do a certain number of blocks a day. I can't remember what it was. And I did it. I got it done. So anyway, there it is, and I love it. I put it in our study, and it's over the couch in there where we have all of our books and things, and it's just a really comfy, cozy kind of addition to that room. So anyway, this is what it's all about. Over the past 20 plus years or so, I have been quilting. Well, actually, probably more than that, but really quilting has been just over 20 years where I've really learned, taken classes, experimented with some different designs and fabrics and all that sort of thing. And I love quilts. I don't know what it is. Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to make a quilt when I was too young to even sew because I didn't have a sewing machine, but I had seen quilts, and my grandmother had made, she was into it, but she didn't really share that talent with me. And my mom wasn't into it at all. So she certainly wasn't going to encourage me to do it. So I had to kind of learn on my own, which is where a lot of you are right now, learning on your own. I wasted fabric. I wasted time. I got discouraged. And why? Because I didn't know how to do it, and I didn't have anywhere to go. You know, back in the 70s, there wasn't any instruction. Nobody told you how to make a quilt. It used to be, the ladies would get together and they would all set up the quilt frame, and they would teach the girls how to quilt. They would, put all their pieces, their fabrics together and cut and sew, and they'd put together several quilts that once the girls got married, they would take those quilts with them, and those would be their family heirlooms and their family, well, actually they'd be their family quilts to keep them warm. And so they had that instruction and training. And then I don't know what happened, but it just kind of all went away, and nobody started sharing that information anymore with the girls. It was, I don't know, things just changed, and I still had that interest. I still wanted to do it. So I've shared a few things, and I'll share a few more along the way on how I got started and what I did. But anyway, the love continued to grow in me. I just loved it. And the thing that I've noticed is, although, we have still a lot of quilting out there, we need to encourage the younger generation to get involved. They need to learn how to quilt too, because it's so much fun. And I know if people aren't into sewing, just like, there's some things that you could talk to me up and down about how much fun it is to knit. And I'm just not a knitter. It's just not me. Not that I don't appreciate a beautifully knitted item or an Afghan or whatever I do, but it's just not me. Well, the same is true with quilting. Not everybody is into it, but those of us who are really want to share it with those who are interested, but just don't know where to go. don't know how to get that training. So this is our test drive, and you are the test driver, because we've got, I don't know what, 350 some people or so on this site right now. Great group to get things started. I'm so excited about it. So what we're going to do is, first of all, why a website? Why is there a website? The reason that we do that is because you have to have a website in order to reach everybody. Facebook just doesn't do it. They decide, not that, it's a great forum and we love it and we've enjoyed it, but we're not always able to appear on your group page, or your wall, or whatever it's called now, unless Facebook puts us there. So it may be that maybe you didn't comment or haven't commented, but you enjoy reading the posts. You don't see them anymore. But when we have the website, if there's any information or announcements, I can send those directly to you in an email, and then you can, join up or register for a class or a workshop or whatever you want. You won't miss out. So that's where things are headed. We'll also have a YouTube channel where we'll have things there too, and you can also click subscribe on the YouTube channel, so you can learn more there as well. At this point, of course, we still love the interaction that we have on our Facebook group. So that will not change and that will not go away. And we can always share the information there when it comes to everything else. So I know I'm talking way too much. I always do. So what is the first thing? Well, the website is joyfulandmerryquilting.com. Now keep in mind, Mary, Merry. And our logo, I cross off the Mary and put Mary because I don't know. I just like quilting makes me joyful, and I'm Mary, and so it kind of goes together, and I really like that. I like that little tagline. But it's Merry, Merry, when you go to the website. So you're going to go to the website, and it looks amazing. Alex is my son. He did such a good job. It looks so professional. And it should, because he's a professional. So I guess that's the way it should be. But I'm just like, whoa, this looks so good. So when you go there, you're going to see a screen. And it's joyfulandmerryquilting.com. Don't forget the quilting part. I'd click on, there's a blue button that says watch free workshop button. Okay, so the free workshop there are 5 tips that I came up with, and I actually put a PDF that you can print off, as well as an accompanying video that just kind of gives you some of that perfect quilting sort of knowledge there. The things that just 5 little tips that are going to help you create a perfect quilt block. Now, perfect, people get scared. They don't like that word perfect. And I hear all the time, finished is better than perfect. It kind of makes me cringe a little bit when I hear that, because it's sort of true, finished is good, and we really want to finish. And sometimes there's a mistake in there, like a block's flipped, or, the points aren't quite right, and we've had it and we just let it go. And I get that. And I do that all the time myself. But the part that I don't like is, if it's not perfect, there's a way to fix that. Because, and here's my philosophy when it comes to that. When I see somebody write finished is better than perfect, never fails. You take a look. It never fails. They always write on that, because I've got the bad points, and because I didn't pick the right fabrics, and because there's not enough contrast here and there, and because I didn't really, my seams are a little bit short, and because it didn't really measure right. They always list all the reasons why it wasn't perfect. Now, my thing is, if you were okay with it, you wouldn't have put all that. You wouldn't have written all those things about why this is not why this is not a perfect quilt. If you thought it was okay, you would have just said, hey, here's my quilt, and I love it, instead of making all those apologies and excuses for why that quilt isn't perfect. So there are ways that I'm going to show you. They're not going to take you any extra time. When it comes to constructing your quilt block, they just make it a little bit better. They do those things that do cause those comments about why it's not perfect. So the workshop has five tips. You go there. What you have to do, first of all, is you register, and then you're going to get an email. So you put in your email address. double check your email address, make sure it's correct, because I can't tell you how many times with things that we've done with Project Linus where people they're not looking and they put the wrong email address in and then they're lost. You'll never get any of the information. So double check your email address. You click that in and then go to your email. It might take a couple of minutes to get there, technologically wise. Go there and there will be your welcome email. And it will have a link in there that's going to take you to a page where you're going to create your password. Okay, so you create your password so that you're the only one that can access your info. And this is what is so cool about this website. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on. But there is a section in there that's called, this is like your page. This is whatever I upload or whatever classes you take or workshops that you're interested in, or if it's free, any free workshops that you take, that's all going to be included in a tab that says My Library at the top. So you can always go back. You can always go back to joyfulandmaryquilting.com if you were thinking, oh, I remember she was telling me something about such and such. You go there, your library is there, and you can find what it is you're looking for without having to plow through all of the tutorials and all of the videos and everything that eventually we will get. I've got so much in my head right now that it's exploding with ideas. So anyway, so you can go to the library and you can get that. So when you're doing this right now, you will get your password, and then you'll set it actually, your own password, whatever you want. And then you'll confirm it. And then you're in. Like when I go back there now, I don't have to log in every time. It remembers my password on the device that I logged in on. Then you're brought to the page with the free course. And oh my gosh, it's got the 5 tips. It's got the PDFs that you can download, which I suggest you download those first. And then go to the videos and watch the videos with the PDF. Take notes if you need to. Do what it says you need to do in order to practice those skills. Stop the video when you need to stop it. Just sew right along with me. Every pattern, every tip that I give you on this page will have if it's a PDF, it will have an accompanying video. You are never alone. We will always be sewing together so that you can get those tips straight from me. You don't have to guess. You can just watch and see how you do whatever it is that we're doing. So I can't tell you how excited I am about this forum. Alex had presented this to me several years ago. And I just didn't have time. I thought, I can't do it. I just don't. I didn't feel like I had the time. I didn't feel like I had enough experience. I feel like I do now. And I am definitely learning from everyone else too. I get so many tips from you that I can present here, and you're more than welcome to send those tips to me because I love to present them and get everybody up to speed on whatever it is, what the current trends are. So I'll try my best to follow through and do what I can to make this a fun and joyful experience for you, and a merry experience as well. So you've signed up. Now you can see that video. You can go to the 5 videos it's a course. So as you complete each one of the course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it checks you off. So you know you've done that. You know which ones you finished. So when you go, you don't have to do it all in one time. You go back and do whatever, practice, do what you need to do, and then you click on the next one. So I hope you share this. I hope you share this with everybody. Again, this is our test drive. We're hoping it all works out. We're hoping that everything comes together. But one of the things that, let's see, I just want you to know that this is just the beginning. So when you go to the website, that's all it's got right now. But I have so many things that I'm working on and Alex is working on that will just continually update, which is we're going to not only present the skills to you as I have in the 5 tips workshop, but then after that, we're going to have patterns and things that will use those skills. So you're going to just practice with old fabric or whatever you have, around. Don't use anything good. We're just practicing here. If you need tools, I tell you which tools you can use. That you don't need to buy all sorts of stuff. There's so many things advertised. I have bought every ruler that ever existed, I swear. I mean, it's like, if somebody advertises a ruler, I don't know what it is with me, but I buy it. And I have a whole drawer full of rulers that I have never really made my own. I have a stack of rulers that I love, that I use all the time. And this again is my purpose. I want to share with you what works for me. Now, it might not work for you. You probably have things that, you have things that you love and ways of doing things that you like doing. And that is absolutely great. You can do that. It doesn't make any difference to me. I am only here to show you my way of doing it, and hopefully it'll make things a little easier for you or add to what you already know. Some of you I know are pretty experienced. I've looked at your your quilts on the Facebook page, and wow, we have a variety of talent out there. And that is just what this is all about. It's sharing that variety, sharing those tips and those tricks to make that beautiful quilt. You could have never told me I'd make this quilt 20 years ago. Never. I would have never, those little teeny tiny pieces, never. I would have never even attempted it. And look, I did. I made it. And I did it all on my own. I learned how to do it myself, and I looked for tutorials, and I, rummaged around on the internet to try and find what tools would work best. And it took time. It took effort. It took money because I, wasted a lot of, like I said, fabric and bought tools I didn't really need. And I want to spare you that while still giving you the joy and passing along the joy that I receive from this wonderful and exciting hobby. I can't tell you how much I love it. And it not only is something that I enjoy doing, I love talking about it. Obviously, what have we been doing? 16 minutes of me talking straight. Podcasts are going to be fun. I like talking. So anyway, but I there's so many things out there that you may not even be aware of or know about. And the only way to get all the details is to put your email address in on the website, because that way you will get those Joyful and Merry emails every time something new comes out. And I'll post it here on Facebook as well. I mean, we'll do it both places. But again, not everybody's on Facebook. Not everybody wants to be on social media. Some people would prefer to just do it on their own through email and going to the website and learning. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Now, as I said, as we release more and you download whatever it is, it will forever be yours in my library. So whether you've bought a workshop or you've got something free that we've downloaded free, it will always be there for you to go back to and to use. And it's so easy to find. I mean, there's just no hunting. It's right there. Also, when I start the podcast, those will be accessible through the website. We'll also have it on YouTube and Spotify and all that sort of thing. So we've got all that going. I got my cool microphone. That's the best part. This cool microphone is really something. So anyway, when I watch this video and there's no sound to it, then I'll know I have to retape the whole thing, but hopefully it's all coming through. So anyway, this is where we're going with that. Be sure and sign up. Free content all the time. We'll also have updates. There'll be deals on projects, and eventually, just like everything else, we'll offer you some special deals for bringing other people along and all that. I mean, we've got so much in the works here. Now, this does not mean I'm abandoning Project Linus. That will never ever happen. That is a lifelong calling for me. And we will still continue with the workshops there, with not the workshops, with the Mystery Quilt Challenge there, and that will start up. But I thought, for those of our friends, that Project Linus friends who, I hear so many times, I'd really like to do whatever, but I just don't know where to begin. There's time. We don't start that challenge until August. So actually September. There's time to come on this page, joyfulandmerryquilting.com. Download that free workshop and go through it, learn those tips. That will be huge when it comes to the mystery challenge this fall. So just setting you here. I want to make sure that I separate Project Linus from the mystery, from Joyful and Merry Quilting. It's kind of two different endeavors here. I'm doing both, but I'm wearing two different hats. I also have another hat that I wear, where it's kind of a historical hat, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that with my next visit with you on Friday. So I'm kind of preparing for that today, and I'll share that with you on Friday, which I'm really excited about as well. So anyway, I don't know what else to tell you other than it's been 20 minutes, and that's how long our podcasts last. I want you to make sure to go to the website, joyfulandmerryquilting.com. Click on that blue button so that you can get the free workshop and go there and just look through it, print out those PDFs. Make sure you have that Adobe Reader downloaded to your computer. That's the way that you can print out the PDFs easily. And if we ever have any patterns or anything, the templates will be accurate when you go through the Adobe program. If you just download and print them off, a lot of times they're not. So make sure you have that as well. But anyway, thank you, everyone. I love quilting. It brings me great joy. I am always trying to be joyful, but as y'all know, I will always be merry. So thank you for joining me, and please sign up for the workshops, and we will get this program going. Thank you all.